Imagine looking at your bank account after 20 years of hard work and realizing the number inside does not match the life you sacrificed to put it there. You feel it, don't you? That quiet, low-level panic that wakes you up at 3 a.m. The terrifying suspicion that no matter how fast you run, the ground beneath you is moving backward. You fear that you are trapped in a game where the rules change every time you get close to winning. And you are right. You are not just unlucky, and you are not lazy. You are being harvested. The world does not pay you for your sweat. It pays you for your power to control reality. Machiavelli understood this cruel mechanic centuries ago. And today, you will see exactly why you keep losing a game you never realized you were playing. We must begin by dismantling the most pervasive lie you have ever been told. The lie that money is a result of labor. Look at your life. You have worked hard for decades. You have been punctual. You have been competent. You have sacrificed time with your family and sleep for your career. If effort were the currency of reality, you would be an emperor. But you are not. You are tired, and you are likely wondering why the financial finish line keeps moving further away, receding into the fog just as you approach it. The reason is simple, though it is painful to accept. The system is not broken. It is working exactly as it was designed. It was designed to extract. In the Machiavellian view, the world is divided into two categories: those who construct the environment and those who must survive within it. The wealthy do not view money as a thing you earn to buy comfort. They view money as a tool of construction. They build the walls, they dig the moats, and they set the toll booths. When you work a job, you are entering someone else's construction. You are a guest in their reality. You trade the most finite resource you possess, the hours of your life, for a currency that they can print, devalue, and manipulate at will. This is the first mechanism of wealth transfer, the conversion of your time into their assets. When you are employed, you are essentially renting out your existence. You build the brand, you write the code, you manage the crisis, you create value that lasts for years, but you are paid only for the day. Once the day is done, the transaction is closed. You take your wage home to pay for your survival, but the asset you built remains with them. It compounds, it grows, it pays them again and again, while you must wake up and work again to be paid again. You are on a treadmill powering their generator, but the extraction does not stop at your labor. It goes deeper into your mind. Machiavelli advised the prince that to keep power, he must keep the populace satisfied with bread and circuses, distracted, entertained, and comfortably numb. In the modern era, we do not have colosseums, we have consumption. The system is engineered to reclaim the money it paid you. Think about the precision of this trap. You work hard, which creates stress. To alleviate that stress, you are sold comfort. You are sold the luxury car to soothe the commute to the job you resent. You are sold the vacation to recover from the burnout of earning the money to pay for the vacation. You are sold the bigger house to store the things you bought to feel successful. This is not accidental. It is a closed loop. The money flows out of the employer's account into your pocket, and through the mechanisms of debt, interest, and consumerism, it flows right back into the ecosystem owned by the asset class. They pay you, and then they wait for you to return it. You are not just a laborer. You are the battery that powers the entire machine. And the most Machiavellian trick of all is that you do this voluntarily. You consent to it. You sign the mortgage papers with pride. You swipe the card with a rush of dopamine. You wear the golden handcuffs and call them jewelry. To escape this, you must adopt the cold, strategic mind of the prince. You must stop thinking in terms of earning and start thinking in terms of control. The wealthy understand that ownership is the only true freedom. If you do not own the ground you stand on, you are always at the mercy of the landlord. In financial terms, this means owning assets that operate independently of your physical presence. But this requires a psychological death, the death of the employee mindset. The employee mindset seeks safety. It craves the predictability of the paycheck. It fears risk. Machiavelli wrote that he who seeks to not be feared creates his own destruction. In your case, he who seeks total safety ensures his own poverty. The wealthy view risk not as a danger to be avoided, but as a variable to be managed. They understand that the only way to escape the gravitational pull of labor is to build something that creates value without their direct involvement. This is where the concept of leverage becomes your new religion. Leverage is the ability to move a heavy object with a light touch. The poor use only their own hands, their own labor. This is zero leverage. The rich use other people's money, other people's time and technology. They multiply their input. A man who writes a book works once, but the book sells 1,000,000 times. A man who buys a rental property signs the deed once, but the tenant pays for 30 years. This is the difference between kinetic energy and potential energy. You have been spending your life running on kinetic energy, burning out. You need to build potential energy. But why is this so hard? Why do you feel a knot in your stomach when you think about stepping off the path? Because the system relies on your fear. It relies on your social conditioning. You have been trained to equate goodness with compliance. Be a good student. Be a good employee. Be a grateful consumer. The Machiavellian perspective reveals that these are not moral virtues. They are instructions for a compliant working class. To take money, and I use the word take deliberately, because money is never given, it is captured, you must be willing to be misunderstood. You must be willing to look at the world transactionally. This sounds cold, but consider the alternative. Is it warm to be anxious about bills at 3 in the morning? Is it noble to be unable to help your aging parents because you were drowning in debt? There is no nobility in powerlessness. The wealthy maintain their position by controlling the narrative. They tell you that money doesn't buy happiness, so that you will stop pursuing their power. They tell you to be loyal to the company while they prepare to outsource your department. They operate in a world of asymmetry. They know everything about your spending habits, your debt, and your productivity. You know nothing about their tax structures, their leverage ratios, or their exit strategies. You are playing poker with your cards face up against a distinct opponent who is wearing a mask. So, how do you turn this ship around? It begins with a withdrawal of consent. You must stop consenting to be merely a consumer. Every dollar that leaves your hand is a soldier you are sending to fight for someone else's army. You must become a hoarder of your own resources, not out of greed, but out of strategy. You must buy your freedom first. This means you stop trying to look rich. The prince does not need to wear a crown to know he is king. He needs an army. Your army is your capital. When you spend money on status symbols to impress people who do not care about you, you are decapitating your own soldiers. You are signaling wealth while destroying the very mechanism that creates it. Real wealth is quiet. It is the silence of a debt-free existence. It is the ability to say no to a meeting. It is the power to walk away from a negotiation because you do not need the money. That is the position of the prince. You must also recognize the value of your attention. In the modern age, attention is the oil of the new economy. If you are spending 3 hours a night watching someone else live their life on a screen, you are laboring for them for free. You are the product. You are the resource being mined. Reclaiming your attention is the first step toward reclaiming your wealth. Use that time to study the map. Learn the tax code. Learn how debt can be used to acquire assets rather than liabilities. Learn the language of the elite. Machiavelli famously noted that men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that he who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived. Do not be the one who allows himself to be deceived. The reality is that no one is coming to save you. The government is not coming. The corporation is not coming. The lottery is not coming. The systems are designed to keep you precisely where you are, productive enough to generate tax revenue and corporate profit, but too tired and indebted to challenge the order of things.